everybody, welcome back to the arcade. We got another really cool game here today. This is Blasted by Bally Midway. Now, probably a lot of you haven't ever played this game, never heard of it. This is one of the last games made by the same guys who made Rampage. It's one of the last games made by Bally Midway before they went full Midway and started making Mortal Kombat and things like that. At least I'm pretty sure that's how the story goes. I didn't read any notes or anything before this, so if I'm wrong, correct me, but this is a really cool game. I played this for the first time at the AMPM, which is a convenience store here in Nevada. I played it when I was a kid there. It was the only time I ever saw it. It was there for about 2 weeks, and I played it, and I just thought it was really cool. And then I never saw it again until, I started getting into MAME, and I started thinking that game that I saw wasn't even real. What was that game? And so, you get MAME, and I started cycling through, and I found it again, and I found out that it's Blasted. And then, of course, I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to have a real dedicated Blasted arcade machine? Well, like the story always goes, it wasn't very popular in the arcades, therefore a lot of people don't know about it, and it was really hard to find. And I got lucky and unlucky finding this one. Again, it was part of the Oregon thing. I'm not going to talk about that anymore, but I'm really lucky to have it. I've only seen one other of these for sale in my time. I know a lot of big collectors have them, but it's very rare. You can play it at Galloping Ghost, and some other collectors, big arcades around the country have them. Anyway, it's a really cool game. You should check it out, and let's take a closer look. Alright, so here we have the cabinet itself, which is in really good condition. The artwork was done by Brian F. Collin, and he has signed the marquee, which I didn't know about when I got this, so I consider it, it's pretty cool that he signed it. And so when I bought this, because there's not many, another collector who has one, he sent me all this information that Brian Collin had sent him, basically saying that the side art here, the side art was drawn by him, but more specifically, that's Brian F. Collin, and that's his wife right there. So that's some kind of cool trivia. Also, another thing about this game, and a big reason why it wasn't as popular, is because these controls, which are normal Wycos, the marketing group said, well, this is a shooting game, so they should make these into guns. So a couple weeks before the big video game convention back in the 80s, they turned these into plastic guns, but they didn't make them work like guns. So when people use the guns at this trade show, instead of the joysticks it was designed for, when you push up on the gun, you're actually pointing down where you should be pulling back. So they never changed that, and it was a big flop at this arcade video game show. And that's a big reason why the game didn't do as well. Just a little bit of trivia that I had heard from another collector that came from Brian Collin himself. So let's take a look at some gameplay. Alright, so let's check out some Bally Midway Blasted on a dedicated cabinet. So this game is, you're kind of like a sniper, and all you see is your Corsairs, and you got to shoot these cybernetic balls or robots in the head. And if you play two players, it's interesting because you can shoot the other player too. So it's kind of one of the first-person competitive games there was. Even though the goal is to actually work as a team, but you can kill each other at the same time. It's pretty cool. Let's check it out. Thing about Blasted is all the interactivity. So if you shoot a phone, you shoot a light bulb, it all interacts, it explodes. If you shoot a goldfish, it'll jump out of the cage or the bowl. It's just a really neat game. It's kind of cool. The way you can tell you're getting damaged is the little words coming out of the guns of the enemies. So it says zap or blam, and the bigger the words get, the longer they get, the more damage you're taking. Damn it! Sorry, man. See? If I shoot this guy's piano, the music will stop. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the inside of the cab. You got a standard monitor, 19-inch, but these games, along with Rampage and Xenophobe, are a pain in the butt, because if this soundboard, which is called the Sounds Good board, if this goes out, you're out of sound, and it's really difficult to troubleshoot. At least it was in this case. And you've got your MCR amp here as well. In troubleshooting the power on this, the sound on this, I put in a switcher and removed the original power supply, thinking that that might solve my problem, but it didn't. When I got this, I opened up the back, plugged it in. My buddy was there as a witness, and it literally caught on fire, this soundboard. It sparked up and caught on fire, which is not surprising considering where I got it from. John's Arcade does a really good video on how to replace the DAC. There's a DAC chip on this board that you can replace, and a lot of times that'll fix it. But in my case, I've got about 8 of these Sounds Good boards. I've gotten them from Italy. I've gotten Xenophobe boards. I've gotten Rampage boards, and they're all different. So you've got to change dip settings on here. You've got to move jumpers around, all sorts of stuff to get these things going. Sorry, not dips, but you got to change the jumpers around to make sure it's right. Plus, Xenophobe and Blasted have larger chips, so that's something else you got to consider. In all honesty, the only reason I got this game sound working is because Quarter Arcade, out of the blue, had a working Sounds Good Blasted board. Talk about good luck. But my buddy and I, we spent weeks working on these boards, changing the jumpers, changing ROMs. I had a local company here, SCV Games, burn me new ROMs, and the closest we got was non-amplified sound on here. So then I bought amplifier chips and replaced those as well. No luck. And I'm still, I have a working board in it now, but I have several non-working boards, and I've bought just about every chip you can to fix this on it, and I've yet to try that. And I will report back if I ever get that fixed, because I know a lot of people have this issue with Rampage, etc. But if you're looking for a solution to that, start with John's Arcade video and try that solution first, and I hope that works for you. But other than that, outside of the soundboard, it's a pretty simple game. But man, this Sounds Good board is a pain in the butt. So good luck if you have any troubles. Feel free to comment and I'll try and help out where I can. Alright, so there you have it. Bally Midway Blasted. Pretty rare game. I mean, it's probably super rare. I don't know. It's not rare. I mean, it's rare because a lot of people didn't play it. It came out at a time when it was kind of the near death of arcades before Street Fighter II came out and revived things. I'm the only person in my family and in my friends group that really remembers this game and has nostalgia for it. It's a great game. You should definitely try it out. If you're at Galloping Ghost or any big barcade, they might have one and you should check it out. It's a really cool game. Like I said, not many people know about it, so it's not that sought after, but I'll never be selling this one because I just have so many good memories of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.